Hello, everyone, and welcome back to S Rank, the only home of video games. My name is Ethan, and at the very last second, I decided, you know what? We're done with the other stream. I was streaming Fairchild Channel F, the retro achievement hunting nonsense, and was getting frustrated, and we were talking about Pokemon, and so I wanted to start up this Pokemon stream. This is also a good test stream, too, to determine some things about the channel. So YouTube has this option now where and they've had for a bit, like a couple months now, where you can have a secondary version of the stream go out for people watching. Because God, this music is so loud. Sorry, I need to turn this down in my headphones here. You can have a secondary version of the stream go out to people watching content through the Shorts feed, and it basically is just a vertical crop of your stream, which sucks. Very, very limited uses. Very, very limited uses. But I did think, you know what, maybe for this Game Boy Color kind of layout here, maybe it'll work. And I can see now, I'm looking over at like YouTube Studio here. It shows obviously, the stream being presented to me live, as well as the vertical cropped version of it. And man, it is still narrow. It is still narrow. Like, it doesn't have the entire screen of the Game Boy cropped in it. I'd have to shrink the Game Boy, I'd have to shrink everything down a little bit just to get it to fit vertically. I don't really want to do that. Don't necessarily want to do that. I wonder if I can just turn it off now. No, I'd have to end the stream and begin. Well, is this a good size? I could make the Game Boy... Fuck it, this is just a test stream, whatever. If people are watching through the Shorts feed, it's a good advertisement. Hello, if you are, welcome. Subscribe to the channel, please. Devin and David, they get so mean and nasty to me if I don't say subscribe enough. They yell at me. But yeah, this is Pokemon Gold. I've been working on the retro achievements for this game. I took a break to do Dragon Quest, just kind of off streams and whatnot, but we're back into Pokemon Gold, and for the sake of these retro achievements, I will just say, actually, first off, I am on the route right next to Mahogany Town. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I forgot about how this is. Yeah, I don't... Oh. Did I already catch Yanma? That's why I added this dude to the phone book. Because Gold and Silver added this feature with the phones, and they sequestered off certain Pokemon to be basically being like they're only on one route each, and they have an encounter rate of 1%, but there'll be a swarm, and you'll only know if there's a swarm if you add someone nearby to the phone book, and that's what that dude's telling me, that Yanma is nearby. I'm pretty sure I already caught Yanma. But let me double check here. Yeah, I did. I caught Yanma. I like Yanma. You got a stupid evolution in Diamond and Pearl. But I have 6 gym badges of the 16 in the game. We are outside of Mahogany Town, like I said, and for the retro achievements, I guess I could put it on screen. Yoink, 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 yoink. I don't know if is this super visible? Here, I can zoom in. There we go. I can zoom in. For the 7th gym itself, I need to enter the gym boss fight itself, the gym leader battle itself, with a team of Pokemon at level 31 or lower. You can't have anything higher than that. You can have Pokemon higher than that for the Pokemon in, or for the trainers in the gym itself, but not when you go to fight the gym leader. He needs to be at level... Your Pokemon need to be at level 31. I believe it's because that is the level of the highest leveled Pokemon he has. But before I even get to that gym, you have to do all the Team Rocket stuff that they have. In their Lake of Rage stuff, I haven't done any of that stuff yet, and so my Pokemon I have working with right now, I'm doing a weird team. I always do a certain Johto team. I'm mixing it up here. I have my soon-to-be Typhlosion. It's currently a Quilava. His name is Flare. That's what I named him as a kid. It's supposed to be like Fire Flare, but I used the wrong kind. Or at least I used the right kind here. I used the wrong kind as a kid. I did like, you know, Pomp and Circumstance Flare. I have a Sudowoodo because he's actually pretty strong. Quillfish is my water Pokemon. Heracross, very good. Very, very good in this game. Very strong. Miltank is, if anyone remembers, playing this game as a kid and just kind of mainline running through it, skipping battles, just only focusing on the starter. Gym 3, her Miltank will fuck you up. Thing just does roll out over and over again, and you'll die. And then I have a Zubat here. I need to get him into Crobat. So I have a Pokemon on the team that has Fly. I'm not having to like pull a Pokemon out of the PC. And also because Crobat's awesome, but you need to have its happiness up. Zubat and Golbat cannot learn Fly, which is crazy. I guess there's nothing to hold on to. It can't pick you up. So I'm in this route. I need to catch a Flaffy before we move on, and I don't think I have the B button set correctly. Where's my B button? Oh, I have it on Turbo B. On and on regular B. This game... It's weird. This game, there we go. Doesn't like the turbo buttons. Like, its input, windows of time for the inputs, are always put off. I don't know how to explain it. I phrase that horribly. But, yes, if you are watching on the Shorts feed and you see that cropped Game Boy that's not even fully on screen, you know, watch the channel normally. I guess. I wasn't expecting it to be that, cut and dry. Cut off. Listen, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I was stuck in 1977 gaming. Also, I did bump into Suicune on this route, so we've tagged Suicune because I need to catch all three, just in general, obviously, for the Pokédex achievements, but there is one for catching all three. There's a few we might be able to get today. This is my favorite Pokemon game. Always has been, always will be. I think this is the perfect level of expressiveness of the Pokemon before they get a little slightly generic looking in terms of how they're being depicted. I love a lot of the sprite work in this game. I love the colors of the Game Boy itself, the Game Boy Color itself. Gen 2 really did just like do a sequel to Pokemon. There we go, here's Flappy. And they just improved on like everything. And they expanded it. You know, it felt like an actual sequel. It felt like, yes, you played Red as a kid. That was 3 years ago. This is 3 years later. You know what I mean? Like, it's neat. It's really neat. Really neat. Let's try not to kill Flaffy here. Good. And it flinched. Nice. Let me know how the audio is. I have the audio low. I think I could do one more. Hopefully it doesn't crit. So the catch mechanics in this game are different from Gen 1. Pokemon Gen 1's capture formula is a true algorithm where it's in certain... Can't really hear the game much. Let me turn it up a little bit. How's that? Gen 1 had it in, like, the health bar in chunks, and there were certain things about it, but here it really is down to, like, as low the health bar as you can get. That was a changeover. They made the catch rate so much simpler in how it's being... Catch... Calculator... Oh yeah, so like it's cutting in and out a little bit because I don't have the window focused. Because I'm typing off screen. Right, Flaffy has 2 A's in it, believe it or not. Yeah, so I have this catch calculator over here where you input in the Pokemon. You type in its health. I would say, Yeah, that's about 20%. And I'm going to be using, I think, a Great Ball. So it's like, hey, you have a 61% chance of catching the Pokemon on like, per ball. Okay. Great improvement over Gen 2. You have different tabs for items. It's not just one list of 15, I think, items. And then I think you can have, like, 20, 25 items in the PC. Here it's a lot more lenient, a lot better. Nope. I also have off to the side Cerebi.net, both just the general Pokédex information on Gen 2 Pokemon, as well as their Poke-Earth resource, so I can see what Pokemon are on each route. Oh, and I should also open up... there's just so much. I have a map. Hey, we caught Flaffy. I have a map of Pokemon Gold and Silver out where all the items are, and that's super useful. We need to give a nickname to Flaffy. Alright, I'm done with here. And then Union Cave. I swam across the little lake here, so I didn't actually go into Union Cave. What Pokemon are in... or not Union Cave. Mount Mordor. That's what this is called. Right. There's a Marill in here. 1% chance. We can also catch Machop. I already have one of those. And Rattata. So we don't really need to go in there. What's surfing? And we can get Seaking and Goldeen. Oh, right. Hold on. Let me turn this off just briefly. Hold the phone. Also, I still have Premiere open. Or not Premiere, Illustrator. Whoops. It was a quick dash to get this this stream up and running. That's good, that's good. Yeah, you can't do the trick you could do in Gen 1 where, like, you could just not use Flash and just see the walls. Anyway, here you really do need to know where the hell you are. Fortunately, I do know where the hell I am. And I don't feel like doing any of this. You know what? Let's get a Hyper Potion. Okay, I should be standing on some stairs right now. Yep. One step north. Then if I walk all the way in, we'll enter a cave. I did. Leave. Here's a Hyper Potion. Oh yeah, I can't actually get to the water. Not yet. We'll come back to this cave later. Or at least I will. Probably won't be on the stream. Okay. You can just barely see the cave, like the actual layout once you enter and exit. That's interesting. Okay, all the way up, over, down, over, down. We're back outside. Lucky us. Okay, and now we're going to be heading to Lake of Rage, which, let's see here. What Pokemon are on, well, Route 43 that I don't have? Oh, Girafarig, which I think is really cool. And I don't know if I have Venonat or Pidgeotto. We'll see. What does this guy have to say? Only people heading to Lake of Rage have been through here. It's the only thing north of here. There's nowhere else to go. What do you mean? This guy's a trainer. Let's do a Pokemon battle. I can do so much with my Pokemon. It's super fun. How's the audio now? Is the audio good? Let's put this buddy to sleep. Good, audio's good? Okay. Really disappointed in the vertical orientation crop for streams. Like, if you're watching the stream through the shorts feed, it's kind of terrible. Like, it doesn't get the entire Game Boy screen here. It is that narrow. Bite him. We had a solid 100% flinch rate on that Flaffy with Bite. I think flinch is like a 30% chance from Bite. Nice. So I want to keep all of my Pokemon in the 26 to 28 range before entering the Rocket Hideout area. Because I don't want any of them to level up past 31. Also, we need to fight every single trainer, which means we need to do all the gym trainers before we fight the gym leader, because once you beat a leader, you cannot fight their trainers. That's a missable achievement. Ow. No. Poison Pokemon cannot get poisoned, so Zubat's fine. That might do damage. Accuracy lowered. Okay, was that it? Yeah, more. Level 20. When does Zubat evolve into Golbat? Let's see. At level 22, so we're close. A little Zubat here is close. I mean, these are just basic moves from leveling up. Oh, because the accuracy lowered. I might swap him out. I love the Zubat sprite. This was also the generation where they started to have different Pokemon sprites depending on what game you were playing. So Gold and Silver have different Pokemon sprites. And then Crystal, they were animated, but the majority of... Animated is in, like, when the Pokemon first appears, they alternate between 2 frames quickly, you know, to like... It's a true, you know, animation feeling look in motion, even though it is just 2 frames. But for the most part, they pick Pokemon Gold's sprites. Oh, Strength's a strong move. Milk Tank. I My second favorite deck I have in Pokemon TCG Pocket is Miltank focused. Because that card, every time you use Rollout, well, I forget what they call it on the card, it gets stronger next turn, and that just ramps up forever. So that entire deck strategy is about just keeping Miltank alive. And then having Aerodactyl EX on the back burner prevent the opponent from evolving Pokemon. It's great. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. And then save. And then that'll be it. No, I'm kidding. I do need to get my bearings. Because again, it's been, I would say, 2 weeks since I played this, and when I played it, I was like really hyper-focused on playing it. I was so dialed in to the plan I had, the goals I had, and I never wrote any of that down, and so they've all kind of wispily left my brain. I'm now having to like double-check the Pokédex to see if we got certain Pokemon. There's no Pokemart in this town because they want, this is, I think the stairs are like here or something. Maybe we're here to the Team Rocket hideout. This guy does sell a couple things. He'll sell you a Pokeball and a potion because I think that's the game's way of being like, if you're stuck, then here are the bare minimums. It's funny, this is just, Tiny Mushroom is just an item to sell. This is the only way you can get a Slowpoke tail. They have no purpose other than to sell them at what is half the cost here. Now, actually, I think it's even lower than that. I think it's just a flat 4th. So if you're one of those people, unfortunately, there is not a retro achievement for getting every item in the game. I'd be so pissed if that was the case. Because then I would have to spend money on this item for no reason. You don't need to have, well, you do need to pick up all the items that are not missable. But you don't need to have, like, you know what I mean, have held every item. But technically, if you wanted to do a run in which you did have a full inventory of all the items, you would have to pick this up here before you beat up the Team Rockets. Which I don't think is that big of a dungeon. I mean, Pokemon, I don't really remember too much about Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I only played through that game once. I still have my save file for that on the cartridge still. I took all the Pokemon out, but I don't remember too much of the path you take throughout that game in the region. But Gen 1 and Gen 2 both have the formula of between every single gym you do a dungeon. It's a very Dragon Quest style RPG in that sense, where it's about you planning and preparing ahead of time for a gauntlet of fights. You don't know when you don't know when you'll be able to safely heal again. You know what I mean? You don't know when safety is. So do you continue to press on through Mount Moon, or do you pull out to go heal? The inn, you know what I mean? The Pokemon Center is right by the door. You can go backwards, or do you keep pushing forward? You know, it's that. It's a fun it's a fun risk-reward feeling. And so yeah, if you think about it, Kanto is designed that way. You go through Viridian Forest before you hit Pewter City for the first gym. You go through Mount Moon before you hit Cerulean for the second gym. You have to go on the SS Anne before you can fight Lieutenant Surge. That's the third one. Gotta go through Rock Tunnel, is that they call it? Gotta go through Rock Tunnel before you can fight Erica. You have to do Pokemon Tower before you even get to do Fuchsia City. And then you need to do the Silphco before you do Sabrina. You technically don't have to do the Seafoam Isles before you go to Blaine on Cinnabar Island. You can go the other way. But that is there. And the 8th gym itself is kind of laid out like one of the Team Rocket dungeons, but that one doesn't really have one. And then obviously Victory Road. And in this, let's see, let's open up the map here. The way this game is set up, layout, You have to, well, they changed it. Gold and Silver don't do this. Crystal does. In Violet City, there is the Bellsprout Tower. In Crystal, you do need to do Bellsprout Tower before you're allowed to do the gym. That's a dungeon, but they don't force it in Gold and Silver. However, you do get Flash there, so you do kind of need to do it anyway. In order to get to the second gym down in this town here, you need to go through a small cave, Union Cave. It's actually a bigger cave. Because it's both of the caves, all three of the cave systems in this game in Johto are more interconnected with like multiple secrets in them and reasons to come back in once you gain like Surf and Strength and Waterfall. You need to go through Ilex Forest before you get to Goldenrod. You do need to go into the Burned Tower in Crystal before you're allowed to do Ecruteak City. But you also need to do the Kimono Girls dance place or whatever in order to get Surf, or is it Strength? I think it's Surf, because then you can surf straight to Mahogany Town, where there'll be a dude blocking the gym door, basically saying, why don't you just take in the sights and come back later? This is the game basically saying, don't do this gym yet, which kind of sucks, personally, because Kanto does allow you to do the gyms in kind of almost any order. You need to do Brock and Misty first, but just because you get cut doesn't mean you need to do Lieutenant Surge right away, and his reward is just you get to use Fly. You don't need to use Fly. So you can move on to Erica. And you don't need to do Erica. So like they're set up in a way where like there's like half of the gym leaders can be kind of done in any order. But then in order to do Giovanni, you do need to do all of them. And in order to get to Blaine, I forget, but I forgot what was going on. We're gonna catch a Girafarig here, and maybe or we'll fight this chick. Are you going to Lake of Rage too? Really? I watched a Pokemon Heart Gold speedrun, an any percent speedrun on AGDQ, Awesome Gains Done Quick, which was earlier this month. It was a great speedrun, and it's like the second Pokemon speedrun I've seen. I kind of basically avoided almost all of the Pokemon speedruns, because like the majority of them are about RNG manipulation in ways that are so like the average person wanting to get into speedrunning is not going to be able to pull off. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were DS games, and that game sets off the random number generation. If you don't have a save file, and you're booting the game up fresh, it takes the exact millisecond of your DS clock to then set what the to whatever it's applying a math to make that random number generator, what that first number is. Then that's just a string, you know what I mean? Then everything else, RNG in video games, true RNG, like random encounters on this and that, they're not actually flipping coins. For the most part, for anything that's on a kind of global system or global cycle, it is taking in a mysterious variable, a mysterious long number, and saying, cool, this is this number, and because it touched the thing we're using with it, now it's being affected in this way. And then now that number then changes, and that variable is referenced again over and over again, and every time it's referenced, it gets altered slightly. So it is whatever first sets the RNG number is what these Pokemon speedrunners do to ensure that they can walk through the grass and never touch any Pokemon, or they'll only find Pokemon that they absolutely want, stuff like that. And the average person is not going to dick around with their DS's clock to do that. The average person just wants to play the game, and any percent speedrun, to me, like, yes, anything goes, but it's not as interesting if I cannot try to do it myself. And so this one that I saw a couple weeks ago of Pokemon Heart Gold was awesome. It didn't do that random number generation, manipulation, whatever. And there were some neat strats to it. One of them I was reminded of this is because on this route you can catch Magikarp here. And in that game, I don't know if it's the case here in Pokemon Gold and Silver, but in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the level range of the Magikarp in the water, there's like a 1% chance you'll find a Magikarp level 40. which is awesome because that is higher than the gym here. And you level it up once, and now you have a Gyarados instantly. And I think in this game, Magikarp learns Tackle at level 15. I believe in Gen 1, Magikarp never learns any moves ever. You have to baby it. Poor Zubat. It's a critical hit. Guess I better swap out. So, yeah, and so, like, seeing, you know, I don't know, just neat strats. Pokemon speedruns are fun to watch, if they're not doing things that the actual players themselves wanting to get into the game cannot do with a controller in their hand, if that makes sense. Like, similarly now, I'm seeing a lot of speedruns, any percent speedruns, again, where anything goes, use arbitrary code execution stuff, where, like, using the actual game itself, not any outside files or any manipulation from the outside in terms of giving the game assets that you're not sticking a USB drive in your console, but people using the game itself, fucking around with the code of the game and programming the game using the game itself, which sounds impossible, but there are weird tricks to do that, to do crazy stuff. I've seen an Ocarina of Time speedrun where they used arbitrary code execution, people call it ACE, to basically recreate a whole bunch of stuff that was in the game's, like, early beta builds, some of which might actually be in the game systems, but if not, it's literally building polygons and whatnot and creating text boxes and whatnot. There was a Wind Waker speedrun, great Zelda game, one of my favorites. I think it is my second favorite. I go back to heal. And, like, they used the in-game camera item you get to take a photo, and if certain pixels, very specific pixels, have a certain alpha layer to them, which is transparency, or luminosity, I guess, in that case, then that is being referenced by this chunk of the code, so when you do this other glitch, in which you get two people to accidentally talk to you at the same time, and you don't close them at the same time, and blah blah blah, you can delete a chunk in the code, and then the game's like, oh shit, what do I do? And by default, I guess it's looking at the controller inputs on controller 2 to be like, what do I do? This is where the serial bus for this thing I'm supposed to get is blah blah blah, and so then with the controller in hand, you're entering in buttons, which is programming in literally ones and zeros to enter stuff in, and that's really neat. I think that's awesome tech, and I want to see more people do that. But in any percent speedrun, who the fuck is gonna do that? Who the hell is gonna be able to do that? That isn't like dialed in so much into like all of speedrunning and doing it nonstop all the time and having all that setup. And a lot of it probably is also, you know, running stuff in emulators and not on actual hardware, which means that there's going to be some slight differences, no matter how perfect the emulator is, blah blah blah. Pokemon speedruns are fun. I don't know what I was talking about. Like and subscribe, please. And hey, if you're watching this, thank you. If you're watching this through the shorts feed and you see that vertical crop that doesn't look right, sorry. Us over here in normal horizontal land see the entire Game Boy, and you see me, which is worth something, I guess. First test with this vertical option here. All YouTube does is just crop the center. Not really all that interesting. Or, no, it's not really all that useful for a channel like this. Like I said at the top, it's great for those types of content creators that just talk to the audience or like do makeup tutorials or anything where like it's kind of just like a person sitting in the middle of the screen. I guess that's good. But if you're here, like and subscribe. Thank you. We don't do any giveaways, we don't do anything like that, but you're gonna do it anyway because you enjoy Pokemon. Alright, I want to catch a Girafarig. A Pokemon that got an evolution in Scarlet and Violet. I never played Scarlet and Violet, and I've seen all of the designs of the new Pokemon in those games, and granted, those were 2022. Those games aren't new. Scarlet and Violet aren't that new anymore, but I didn't play them, so they feel still new to me. A lot of Pokemon got evolutions. Some of them are neat. Girafarig is weird. It's like its tail eats its head. Right? Am I wrong here? Is that how that works? Here's Girafarig. It's like both halves of it combine. I don't remember exactly what it looked like. Alright, let's fight this fool. It's Psychic type, and that's Dark type move. Okay. Shoot. I guess we're using Leech Life. I don't want to kill it. Oh, also, a new episode of S-Rank the Podcast. Right. Leech Life is a Bug type move. Bug is also super effective against Psychic. I think I'm just going to start to throw Pokeballs. Let's see here. Let's open up our catch calculator here. Girafarig, it's level 15. I would say that is about 25% on the health, which means really 29%? Really? Really? I have enough Great Balls. I don't want to waste the money, though. I hate wasting money. I went through all of Pokemon Blue, getting all the retro achievements in Blue, spending as little money as possible because the only way to get money in that game, once you beat all the trainers, is the Elite Four, or using Payday, which is even slower. Or using, buying TMs from the casino and then selling those, which is even slower than Payday, I'm sure. Although you can manipulate the slots in Pokemon Blue pretty easily. And even easier in Pokemon Gold. I caught a Dratini. I bought the Dratini as soon as I got to Goldenrod. Because there's one machine that cheats in your favor. In the Goldenrod Casino. Its tail has a small brain of its own. Beware, if you get close, it may react to your scent and bite. Yeah, I love this Pokemon. No, I don't want to give it a name. Let's see, anything else on this route I want to buy? Oh. Is he going to tell me about the Yanma again? No, he wants to battle. Hey, you know what? That might be useful. Venonat can be found on this route. Do I have Venonat? I don't remember. I don't. Okay. That's right. I love this little slowpoke animation of him flipping through the book. Normal type Pokemon. Alright, why don't I save? You can see I put almost 40 hours into this. I think as a kid I would have beaten this game by now if it was 40 hours. Because I was just sprinting through this as a child. I was just sprinting. There's a 5% chance for Venonat to appear. And remember, Pokemon Gold and Silver have a time of day. Oh, shoot. And speaking of time of day, Venonat is only in the morning or at night, and it's currently daytime. I'd have to wait 2 hours in order for it to turn nighttime. So we are going to move on to the Lake of Rage now. Glad I caught that. We're going to catch the shiny Gyarados, I guess. That's exciting. How's Zubat? Swap Zubat out for Miltank. These are the two I'm kind of training up right now. Heracross is in a good spot, although he could level up once. Sudowoodo could level up twice. Basically, I kind of want everyone in this range before we enter in the Rocket area. because I don't know how much they'll level up there, and I can't have any of them get above 31. So if I undershoot this and then need to grind before the gym leader, then I will, but I cannot fight that gym leader with someone over 31. I mean, I'll take him off the team, put him in a box, but, you know, if I can help it. Hey, do you have any rare Pokemon? Actually, yeah. Most of my team is comprised of one-offs and rare Pokemon. So actually, I'm like the perfect guy for you to fight. Lickitung, only available in a trade in Red and Blue. You can catch him as an actual wild Pokemon. Actually, in a route nearby. Let's do Strength. Miltank here doesn't learn Roll Out until somewhere in the 20s. Lickitung is such a crazy Pokemon. Like, if I saw, and like, they're big. They're like, maybe 4 feet tall or something like that. If I saw one of these out in the wild, I would be screaming in terror. But if I saw Miltank, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. It's a cow that can stand on its hind legs. Awesome. And then if it tried to kill me, then I would scream in terror. But, like, by default, I would not be scared, you know? It's interesting. He says, my poor Pokemon, darlings, you only have one. Was this text written before they decided what the trainer was going to have? You can't see it on the screen right now. Because I have it cropped. Although, I guess... I mean, behind the scenes, you know. But in the bottom right corner, any, like, what do I want to call it? Progress updates for retro achievements, they pop up in the bottom right corner. And I guess I could pad them over to fit more, but that's a lot of trial and error, and I don't really feel like doing that. But that, you know, every time I beat a trainer, that's one more trainer. Because you need to beat them all in Johto and then all in Kanto and blah blah blah. Why not? Let's kill this bird. Okay. Two assholes up here. And just chill here and they don't even know I'm here. These dudes don't know that I'm here. How am I doing health-wise? You know what? Bring in the wood. Oh, wait. Forgot. Milk drink. Oh. Wait. Miltank cannot heal itself? What? I've never used this before. It's depleting its own health to heal another Pokemon. Alright. I thought that was like soft boiled on Chansey. Never mind. It's terrible. Miltank gave some of its life for Zubat. I mean, I guess that's useful now. What item does Heracross have? I love this Pokemon. Heracross is the only Pokemon in Gen 2 to learn Mega Horn, a Bug-type move, Power 120. It's very strong. And stats-wise, he's pretty good. High attack. He's holding a Bitter Berry, which means, if I remember correctly, it gets rid of confusion. Let's set this down here. If anyone knows the guy that this trainer is complaining about, let me know. Seems like this guy had a big problem with some asshole named David. If you see a David out there, perhaps on a podcast or stream, for instance, tomorrow, Devin, David, and I will be together again for retro rotation. We do that every once in a while. It is Devin's turn to play a game, and he has chosen Fatal Frame. So, Devin's Fatal Frame is tomorrow. Oh, David's here. Quit making fun of this man's Pokemon. And while you're at it, list off your 10 favorite Pokemon from Johto, from Gold and Silver. It's a great Nidoking sprite. That's an awesome Nidoking sprite. Fantastic. Yeah, Heracross for the win, as the kids say. My Nidoking did pretty right on. No. No, you didn't. I love Pokemon. That's why I started, and why I'll keep collecting Pokemon. It's good to know. It's a good Slowbro sprite. Slowbro sprite. Although I liked the one from Blue better. How could you do this to me? I wanted your fucking money. That's why. You reference the map. There is another trainer. Another trainer. Sorry. If I don't have it as the active window, it gets a little angry. The audio starts to glitch a bit. And I was referencing the map to see if there were any other trainers. Yeah, Girafarig is Psychic type, so I guess... Man, if I want to have Girafarig on my team... This is the guy. I'm in a slump. Maybe it's the gear I'm using. Let's battle for a change of pace. Oh, is this guy a fisherman? Yeah, he is. Marvin sent out Magikarp. Oh, see, there's your problem. Magikarp is... I've said this before. I think it's my favorite Pokemon. I love the big, stupid fish. A big, useless, stupid fish. I love Magikarp. Heracross grew to level 28. You know, earlier I said Sudowoodo, and I swapped to Gyarados, or to Heracross instead. I'm not going to swap now, because they got a water type out there. Maybe I just really wanted to show off Heracross. That's right, I still have set mode on. That's the other thing too, you have to fight the gym leaders with set mode on to get their achievements. Well, there's an achievement for just beating them, and then one that's like, beat them with no Pokemon over this level and in set mode, to be clear. This is also a great Gyarados sprite. It's a classic. Now it's gone. I lost, but I feel better anyway. It's kind of like when you're really, really mad, and then, you eat a snack, and then you're okay again. Well, if I'm gonna fight the Red Gyarados, maybe I don't want to have, Sudowoodo out anyway. Open this map. Oh, that's right. Full restore right here. Sorry. And then, do I have anyone that knows Cut on the team? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't. As a kid, I never really visually understood these ledges. I knew that they were a thing you jumped over, obviously, because that's what the animation is, but I never really understood that, like, well, why can't you just climb up them? Like, they don't really show, like, how steep they're supposed to be. I forget what game it was, if it was, like, Gen 1 or 2, but artwork of jumping off the ledges, and, like, they're huge. Where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. You cannot just step over these. You know what? Let's do it. Did my eyes deceive me? I saw a red Gyarados in the lake, but I thought Gyarados were usually blue. So this house here, Fishing Guru's house, he's got a thing for you if you show him a large Magikarp. Now, the game, at this point, isn't tracking Pokemon size and weight or anything like that. But he looks at, I forget what values in, I think it's the IVs. He looks at the IV values of a Magikarp, and that's how he determines what its size is. So that's like the second thing that I can think of in the game that uses the IV stat as a basis for other things. Like, for this challenge of beating the gym trainers, gym leaders at certain levels, for Falconer, the first gym uses birds, Line-type Pokemon. If you want a type advantage, electricity, you're not catching anything early enough to do that. Ice, you're certainly not catching anything to do that. But if you go over to Ruins of Elf and you catch an unknown with a specific IV stat array, well, it's not a very specific one. It's a small range that equal to a total. Then hidden power will be a certain type, and my unknown that I caught is Ice type, so I have an Ice type Pokemon essentially in the PC with that unknown. And he did me pretty well. Alright, what do I want to have out? Maybe Zubat? We're saving first. Because God forbid I accidentally fuck this up and I don't catch him. Yasha! That's what Gyarados said. And this was their way of, like, definitely introducing to every player that shiny Pokemon are a thing. They were a thing in Yellow, because Yellow was a Game Boy Color game, as most people didn't... I'm gonna take that back. When I just say most people didn't realize that, that's just me not realizing that until at some point later in my life. You know, it wasn't built as a Game Boy Color game first, because it was built off the bones of Red and Blue, red and green, rather, in Japan. In fact, there's an entire subset of achievements in Pokemon Yellow that's all about shiny Pokemon. Just saying. Level 30? This is the strongest guy I've seen. Did I save? Guys, did I save? I said I was gonna save. Did I save? I don't want to put him to... I don't want to confuse him, have him kill himself, so... Yikes. Yes, you saved. Okay, thank you. Thank you, David. Does he know a water move? He might not know a water move. A lot of the attack animations are better in... Damn. In this game versus, Gen 1. Okay. Flail is a move that gets stronger the less HP you have. Like, percentage-wise. I flinched. Dragon Rage is a set 40. Which is stupid. Please don't kill. Oh, okay. Oh, David better be right. Just killed him. Ah. The perfect splash screen for a Pokemon game. Right here. Look at those colors. Awesome. Anyone want a mystery gift? I was right. I definitely saved. So we were going to use Confuse Ray on him then. Remember, folks, subscribe to the channel, otherwise Devin and David are going to castrate me, and I'm going to get 50 lashes. That's what they told me to do. I better get some subscribers from today's stream. Damn, that's just going to kill. Last time he used Bite and he survived. My Zubat survived, rather. Missed! Might as well use Flail now, just in case. Okay, how much does this do? Not much. That'll kill. I guess we'll swap to Heracross. Or, you know, let's do Quillfish. In Missile. Okay, that's good. That's bad. See, Dragon Rage is a great move early in the game, because doing set 40 HP is a lot. Like in Gen 1, the route to the right of Vermilion, with Lieutenant Surge there, has a couple trainers that have Voltorbs? Or is it Magnemites? Maybe it's both. And they know Sonic Boom, which always does 20 HP, and at that point in the game, 20 HP is a lot. It's not your entire health, but it's like easily a third, when at that point you're probably tanking, you know what I mean, some decent hits while you're grinding, right? I I should have done minimize. That's okay. I just need to whittle down its HP. You tried. Heracross, let's go. Oh, he might kill though, so... Horn attack I think is stronger. Perfect. Now stop. Perfect. Oh, he's confused because of Thrash. Let's do it again. Yasha. I don't even really want the shiny Gyarados, but you need to catch it. Well, actually, you know what? It might be a retro achievement. I can see them doing that. Okay. Let's see how it is. Okay, yes, do Thrash early, and get confused early. Might be able to do it one more time. Granted, his confusion's gonna get him killed, but... Stop, 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 stop! Okay. Be ready, folks. I'm gonna use an Ultra Ball for this. These are the ones I found on the ground. You can't buy them yet. You ready? I'm gonna toss this Ultra Ball. I'm not even gonna pull up the catch calculator. The musical score reminds you of Zelda 2. Interesting. I don't really quite get it, or I don't really quite see it the same way, but Zelda 2 has good music, so... Alright, let's see if we catch this. Come on. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wonderful. They say that during past wars, Gyarados would appear and leave blazing ruins in its wake. Damn. This Gyarados, fight Hitler? What year was this game? 2000. We got the red scale, which means we can finally trade that to Mr. Pokemon and get the experience share, finally. Yeah, this was my, not my first Pokemon game. Technically, Stadium was my first Pokemon game. But I got this along with my Game Boy Color. Right here, this was my Game Boy Color, my Atomic Purple Game Boy Color, and my copy of the game, Pokemon Gold version. Beautiful system, beautiful game cartridge, bind into one. Beautiful thing. I got that Christmas in 2000. This is Lance. He's super cool. This lake is full of Gyarados, but nothing else. So the Magikarp are being forced to evolve. I'm here because of the rumors. You're Ethan. You're Ethan? I'm Lance, a trainer like you. I heard some rumors, so I came to investigate. I saw the way you battled earlier, Ethan. I can tell that you're a trainer with the considerable skill. If you don't mind, could you help me investigate? This is one of those situations you see a lot in older games where like, can you help? Can you do this? And it's like, yes or no. You know, they're like, but like, can you? No, but like, can you? No, but like, can you? Like, they just get into a loop. Excellent. It seems that the lake's Magikarp are being forced to evolve. Mysterious radio broadcast coming from Mahogany Town is the cause. I'll be waiting for you, Ethan. I could do that. Headphone cord got caught in the chair there. Whoops. Oh, I don't have Fly on any of my Pokemon in the team, so we have to walk back to town. At least my Pokemon aren't all dead. Alright, we'll walk back to town. In fact, I think we'll be able to pass through the gatehouse here. Which is currently taken over by a Team Rocket dude. Oh, who wants to charge you? Oh, right, I could have jumped over the ledges. Oh, damn it. Ah, I just wasted 1,000. Stupid of me. I remember being like, oh yeah, you only have to pay going north. And the reason why I thought this is because you can just jump over these ledges. There was an item up there. I might have to go back. Damn it. All right, I need a poll in chat here. Not an actual poll, like YouTube chat doesn't do polls. Twitch does. But I need a survey here. Favorite Pokemon. Be honest. Don't be being like, this is the coolest motherfucker ever. He's my favorite. Be honest. If that's true, that's cool, but be honest. My favorite's Magikarp. I also like Psyduck and Slowpoke. I love Porygon. I just healed and I'm healing again. David's is Gengar. That he's being true. That's not a lie. It is true. I want that XP share. So we are going to Bill's PC, and we are depositing... I don't know. Just Zubat for right now. Let's see, who the hell did I have Fly on? No one in this box. Snubbull was another 1% encounter rate Pokemon. I guess I could just teach it to Pidgeotto. Was it Farfetch'd? I think it was Farfetch'd. Yeah. Out to Farfetch'd. A Pokemon that you can only get through one trade in Pokemon Red and Blue. Now is a Pokemon you can actually catch. Alright. Let's go trade our red scale for the experience share. But yeah, I have the audio set to stereo. I can set it to mono if necessary. I just noticed that with, like, Pokemon, like, your side is always the left. The enemy side is always the right, which is just true in real life. Though I don't think a lot of the music is in stereo. I think it's all in mono anyway. Because, I was surprised because, like, yeah, like, the original Game Boy as well as the Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Color has a headphone jack on it. But I never plugged any headphones in. I never had headphones. And I guess the original Game Boy might have come with earbuds. I'm not entirely positive on that. I have an original Game Boy, but I bought it off eBay like a decade ago. And I have to, like, glue, like, the faceplate on it. It, like, fell off. But yeah, anyway, the music in Pokemon Red and Blue, it does have a left and right audio. Like the bass line to one town's music is like only in the left ear, and then the high tones are only in the right ear, but then the mid tones are in the mid, or in both. That scale! All caps because it's an item. What's that? A red Gyarados? That's rare. I want it. Ethan, would you care to trade it? I can offer this experience share I got from Professor Oak. Life is delightful. Always new discoveries to be made. I had this thought when I booted this up and like got here in the game itself. For Mr. Pokemon's pad. Yes, he calls himself Mr. Pokemon. Actually, can we access this computer? Coins from another country. I mean, at this point in time, remember, these Pokemon games take place in the real world. Like, Lieutenant Surge is from America. Kanto is the Kanto region of Japan. Like, it's a real place. So when they say other countries, like, I believe that. And even Mew, it says Mew was discovered in South America. So this was before they decided to, like, actually, let's make our own Pokemon world. Anyway, we're in Mr. Pokemon's house, right? His pad here. Two things. We could step on this. Is this a carpet? Or are these cables leading from the computer to these, like, giant, tape decks? Computers that run on magnetic tapes. Right? Are these cables I'm stepping on? And also, is this a blow-up couch? You know? It's a big computer. It's broken. Looks like a carpet. They're only ever, because there's another version of this tile set. It's the casting couch. Yeah, Mr. Pokemon. I mean, look, he dyed his hair blue. His mustache is blue, right? Does he have more? Yeah, he just has a mustache. He doesn't have a beard. Alright. I need to use the restroom. I know. How dare I? But I need to use the restroom. So, I'm gonna go, and I'll be right back. Remember, folks, if you're watching on the Shorts feed and you see, like, this cropped vertical orientation, you can watch it in the full thing, normally. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be right back. Give me, like, 3 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Welcome once again. Pokemon Gold, I'm getting retro achievements in this game, slowly but surely. Really, I'm just working through a save file, getting gym badges, doing stuff and whatnot, and I think it's about time for us to enter into here and take on Team Rocket stuff with Lance. It's very fun. I liked that moment in the game. Like, you're teaming up with, like, this ultra badass trainer. He's literally the Elite Four champion. Although he doesn't tell you that yet. And you're taking down Team Rocket. I always thought that was cool as a kid. I was, like, 6. Let's deposit Farfetch'd. Then we gotta swap to box 4. All this PC box stuff is cumbersome. They make it easier if you use Pokemon Stadium 2, in this case for Gen 2. You can then much easier manipulate your Pokemon boxes and party, and you can trade Pokemon through Stadium 2 and all that. It's really nice. Although, I forget, I think it says saving don't. When it gets to that point, if you turn the game off and turn it back on, that's how you do the duplication glitch. I am too nervous to do that because you do run the risk of having the Pokemon be deleted. Or at least that did happen to me as a child. But yes, you can duplicate Pokemon by changing boxes. Right, I want my Zubat back. Give me my Zubat. Alright, so let's do our Pokemon lineup here. Actually, I think Sudowoodo is good to lead. I want to give the experience share to Miltank. Let's get Blair up closer. These will be the 2 Pokemon we're mostly fighting with. And then we'll give right, it's in items, right? Yeah. Cool, so unlike in Gen 1, experience share isn't broken. And it truly does give half of the experience goes to that Pokemon. So this is cool. You just fucked that guy up with his Dragonite. What took you, Ethan? I needed to go trade a scale for this man at his casting couch. And just as I thought, that strange radio signal's coming from here. Like, I like it. He's not a cop. He's not coming in here with a warrant. He's not coming in to be like, is there anything strange going on? He's coming in and he's fucking people up. I like it. Ethan, we should split up to check this place. I'll go first. Arg, you found the secret stairway. Ugh. That guy's dragon Pokemon are tough. Go ahead and save. Right, so every single statue you pass is gonna summon a guy. It's like a infrared beam or whatever you're crossing. Hey! Intruder alert. I'll put this map over here. Hope you don't mind. You see me looking like this? I'm looking at a map. Yeah, they didn't name the rocket grunts in this game yet, still. It's good battle music. Miltank leveled up, nice. Yeah, I'm still on set mode. I don't really need to swap out. Dang, I failed. It's my turn, there's no escape. Or is it... Do they just make you fight a bunch in a row? And then it's every time you pass it? I don't know, does anyone remember? God, Gen 2 just has so many great Pokemon. As a kid, I was always disappointed that, like, most of the Gen 2 Pokemon, most of the Johto Pokemon don't evolve. Like, they'd be cool to see an evolution of Sudowoodo, for instance, or, you know, Girafarig, although, you know, 30 years later you'd get one. 20 years later, I don't know, whatever the math works out to be. But it kind of makes them feel more special. Quillfish is Quillfish. Girafarig is Girafarig. Sudowoodo is Sudowoodo. Miltank is Miltank. I like all that. Unknown is Unknown. I thought Unknown was classified as a legendary Pokemon because of the third movie. I have a Blu-ray Steelbook of the first 3 Pokemon movies, and then years ago, we're talking like 2018, Devin and I got Abbott's ice cream, or Abbott's frozen custard, and we watched the first Pokemon movie again, and we're like, damn, this kind of sucks. This is not nearly as good as I remembered it being as a kid. As a kid, you're like, fuck yes, this movie rules. And then, you know what, it does rule, but, like, not good. It's just an episode of the TV show. The animation itself is, like, on par with the television show. Oh, no. Abbott's is not bad. I'm saying the Pokemon movie was bad. Abbott's was good. I even forced Devin to eat a pint of it. We bought pints of it. No. Abbott's was good. I'm saying the Pokemon movie was bad. It's good, but like in that, like, hell yeah, fuck it, I don't care, I like this type of good. You know what I mean? It was just disappointing. But I don't remember, I only saw Pokemon 2000, which is the second movie, a couple times. I didn't really care for it that much. I also didn't own it. I owned Pokemon, the first movie, and Pokemon 3, Enter the Unknown? Was it called that? I own those on VHS or whatever. So I watched them all the time. And, yeah. I thought that Unknown was a legendary Pokemon because it was featured in that third movie as an important thing. Right. Sudowoodo is poisoned. I bought stuff. I actually could just give him this. Yeah, I guess this is a way in which you could train on trainers for a while, right? Because, like, the switch is down there, I could turn it off. Or I could keep passing the statue and fighting guys over and over again. However, because of the level limitation for the challenge here, I kind of don't want to do that. What a terrible placement. These are like a block and a half high. Terrible placement. Are you kidding me? Stupid. I was gonna walk around so I didn't have to fight that guy right away. This was once a ninja hideout. There are traps to confound intruders like you. Oh, okay. That's a man with a day job he doesn't like. Okay, Magnemite. He's Steel type in this game, which I believe is weak to ground, but strong against rock. Let's do low kick. Yeah, there we go. Too many type advantage stuff. I used to remember them so easily as a kid. And some of the minutia on, like, is poison strong against ground? Yes? Why? That stuff I just forget. And in this game, there are more than just one type of dragon move, so dragon against dragon actually is, like, you know, useful. I believe low kick has to do with the Pokemon's weight. It does more damage the heavier they are, and that's based on the species. I don't know if that was the case in this game yet. It eventually becomes that, I know that. I get it. Alright, I'll divulge a secret. Oh, how much do you want to bet I did not know what divulge meant as a kid? Divulge. I'll divulge a secret about our hideout. That thing on the floor up ahead is a warp panel. If you step on it, you'll be warped back to the entrance. I remember that. Secret switch, better press it. X accuracy. Team Rocket Oath. Steal Pokemon for profit. Exploit Pokemon for profit. All Pokemon exist for the glory of Team Rocket. Goddamn right. Okay, they both say the same thing. I'm actually, you know what? I need to double check something for these retro achievements. Should I have not turned off that switch? I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna. I have a feeling it's not the case. But I am... So, like, there's an achievement for fighting every trainer in the game, including the missable ones. And I didn't read anybody chatter about whether or not, so basically you walk by the statue, it triggers a guy. Should I have kept fighting them? You know what I mean? Or should I have turned this off? Shoot, I think I need to turn the thing back on. Shit. We might be reloading the save. Shit. Damn it. I need to be reading this. Fuck. Let's see. Sorry, you won't be able to see any of this. Rocket. Okay, what about the rocket statues between the first rocket hideout? We have to clear all of those. Okay, we're reloading a save. I'm sorry. I should not have turned that switch off. My bad. I should have thought about that. I gotta fight all of those. At least we're here. I'll try to skip through this. My bad, y'all. I don't want to play through this game more than once for the retro achievements. Like, I could go for the Professor Oak's challenge subset, which is for the most part. Oh, why am I doing low kick? Catch every Pokemon in the game again. Like each Pokemon has their own achievement, but also it's not like it's not Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Charmander each have their own. It's just your starter's evolution. You know, it's whatever you can accomplish in one save file. They're pretty smart about that for the Professor Oak's challenge subset achievements. But then there's also this one is just like, this is whatever. This is annoying. This isn't even fun. But I never went for it. Each gym leader in the subset has an achievement for having completed the Pokédex as much as one possibly could before fighting them. And I talked about the Kanto thing earlier where there's a good like half of the gym leaders you don't have to fight when you first get there. You can fight them technically in any order. And so the achievement is set like that. It's like 120, 116, or whatever Pokemon you need to have in the Pokédex before you get the third gym badge. It's like, that's just... I don't want to go through that shit. I'm not going through that shit. But I've thought about it for this game. Like, maybe I will go through that shit. I don't know. Because this game, excuse me, doesn't have that issue. I say issue, I like the open-endedness, the inadvertent open-endedness of Gen 1. I'm not a big fan of how snaky the path is in this game. That makes sense. Even though this is my favorite Pokemon. But still, I'm not going through all that shit. And I also get it too, like, okay, so you have a subset achievement list that's just get all the Pokemon. Well, the main lists already have an achievement for getting all the Pokemon, so it's redundant. I get it. I'll put something in there that's actually a challenge. I get it. I would argue grinding forever to get Pokemon and then just not playing the game and just slowly grinding is a waste of fucking time, but... And actually, I looked at the Professor Oak's challenge for this game, and you need to use an item manipulation thing in order to get a Pokemon to spawn. People were complaining about, and the achievement set's author was defending it, and like, maybe I don't want to do this either. I don't know. Not enough time in the day. Oh, surveillance cams are in the statues. Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah, there is five statues here. That's what some person said, 5. Oh no. Hey, intruder alert. What's nice, I'm just thinking about that level 31 gym leader challenge we're coming up against. You know, we're getting kind of close to 31. The 8th gym leader, Claire, level 40. So there's breathing room there, you know what I mean? We can grind a bit and get up there. My turn, there's no escape. Oh, there's no escape. I get it. I like that Grimer sprite. So far, I didn't get a call from work saying, hey, it's gonna be too cold tomorrow. So I have a feeling I have to go to work tomorrow. That's disappointing, because that means this stream won't be as long. Alright. Gotta fight all the guys. Yeah, you can't see it. Because, you know what, actually, can I... Let's just do it now. I'm curious. User interface. On screen notifications. Where do I... Oh, the over... No. Where was it? I feel... Yeah, it was in here, right? On-screen notifications. Was it down in achievements? No. Yeah, I wanna pad those over. On-screen overlay. No, we don't want that. Weird. I saw at some point recently, options on where exactly you want the like achievement notifications and whatnot to appear. Huh. Oh well. I was gonna do them here on the stream. Like I feel like I'm going crazy. Yeah, I don't want the overlay though. Weird. Sorry. And at any point after the fights against the statue, I am seeing the ticker in the bottom right corner, which is off screen because it's being propped out, go up from fighting them, or the achievement for fighting all the gym trainers. So it is counting. And I don't want to turn that off. Damn. Hyper Fang is usually pretty good. Almost out of rock throws. I'm not gonna save. A little bit nervous. I know stepping over these also triggers guys. Oh, it triggers wild Pokemon. Okay. I understand. I already have a Geodude. That's a high-level Geodude, though. But I think you can find Graveler. Weird, it's not just having them take a go at you. Interesting. Yeah, one other thing about these achievement sets for Pokemon is that they invalidate. Damn. They basically shut down and invalidate if you ever trade any Pokemon or bring in any Pokemon through any other means. So, like, I went through all of Pokemon Blue with my Kadabra and Haunter and Graveler, and what was the other one? Machoke. You can't trade to evolve them for the achievements, then it shuts down the achievements. Basically, you know, it's to prevent people from, like, I'm gonna trade in all my level 100 Pokemon. There we go. Because otherwise, I would get Steelix and Scizor, man. Okay, good. These don't just keep triggering. Alright, we're gonna heal. And then we are gonna save. Alright. Saving. Wow, this stream has been nearly 2 hours. I was like, no wonder I'm getting hungry. I'm sitting here being like, I just ate a little snack. Why am I getting hungry again? And it's because of the time. I'm not going to turn off the Switch. Not gonna turn off the Switch. I just want to fight this guy and pick up the item on the ground. Yep, this was once a ninja hideout. Control this with the Game Boy Color. I always liked how springy the A and B buttons were on the Game Boy Color, but never liked the feeling of the start and select buttons. D-pad's okay. Sorry. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And then once Sudowoodo gets to 28, then I'll just have, I'll just start to rotate through the Pokemon. You know what I mean? Because I would like to enter, I'd like to enter the gym with Pokemon, with, like, them at 30? You know what I mean? Because you don't want to go over 31. So give me just enough wiggle room, but also being, like, viable. That was kind of what I was doing with the other gyms. Dang, I failed. Yeah, I never fought all of them as a kid. I always pressed the button to turn the switch off. Because I guess I always thought it was endless. If you walk back over the thing, it trips it and sends more dudes after you. I thought it was endless. What do I want to do for dinner? It was a good day. I mean, yesterday was a great day. Getting the platinum in Metal Gear Solid 2, that was something that literally was in 13 and a half years in the making, in the back of my brain, sitting there the entire time as a bugbear, just like something that would have been impossible. I always thought it was impossible. There's a few trophies lists for certain games, on PS3 specifically, that always just growing up was like, man, I'm never gonna get these. That was like numero uno. Metal Gear Solid 4 is another one. We are getting that one as well. So that was great to finally platinum that game on both PS3 and on the Vita. That was yesterday on the channel. Day before, finally got the last retro achievements needed in Pokemon Snap. That was a lot of fun. Is it like maybe 5 hours of failure over and over again? Followed by like one freak accident success? Yeah. But that was a lot of fun. And then tomorrow here on the channel, which is why you need to subscribe. It's why you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. We're doing retro rotation, so Devin, David, and I will be here to do Fatal Frame. The original PlayStation 2 classic from 2001, no less. We'll be doing that title. None of us have played it. Devin will be the one actually playing it. And made a bomb-ass thumbnail for it, I'm not gonna lie. I think it'll be fun. That's tomorrow in the evening. Lots of fun stuff on this channel. That's right, there are 3 floors to this place. I really have to space out my Pokemon level ups. I mean, worst comes to worst, I have Pokemon goes over 31. I swap them out and I just grind a bit. Like, that sucks. Like, it's fun to, like, plan ahead, you know what I mean, for this challenge run. But it's not the end of the world. Like, me turning off the switch for the statues was the end of the world. That was not a run killer. I wouldn't stop completely. I would finish. I don't know, I have to fight every trainer. That's basically just another playthrough. I guess I wouldn't catch all the Pokemon, but you know what I mean? I would just do it again. So yeah, like and subscribe. You know, why don't I really wanted to have the overlays. I mean, it looks stupid. But I really wanted to have the overlays, I wanted to have the achievement notification stuff like actually be tied to the aspect ratio of the game itself. And if I did a window capture here in OBS, it would be like that. But it wasn't liking my window capture before. But you know what? Why don't... Hold the phone here. Hold the phone here. I'm going to turn that off. We're not going anywhere. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to try a window capture now. Because I am doing a different... technically a different thing. Oh, but it's full screen. And it's frozen, which was the issue before. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, Miltank's level 22. Yeah, lots of video game stuff on this channel. Podcasts as well. We do a video game movie review podcast called The Sonic Movie Show. And in fact, it might be next week, if not the week after, our annual watch-along of... For this year, it's the watch-along of the watch-along of the watch-along of the first Sonic movie. Which is a dumb tradition we do. That episode goes live either next week or the week after. It all depends on if we have time to record something else. Fun video game movie reviews. We also do another podcast called S-Rank the Podcast, where Devin hosts. It's usually me, but sometimes maybe other guests appear. Random things appear, and we need to rank them on our patented F through S tier scale. F through A, and then S is at the number 1. It's the S rank. A new episode of that just went up live today, this morning. So you want to check that out. Am I in the right spot? Where am I? Why was I turned around? Oh, because the dude came from that direction. Watch. It's so hard. I don't know if it's picking up as much in the stream, but there is a 1 frame hold when you step across the statue here. For 1 frame he holds, which is very similar to whenever you cross in this game the invisible boundaries between routes and towns. It holds for a frame. Anyway, found a nugget. Can't carry any more items. I can throw something away. Throw the escape rope away. I don't need any of these. Well, I can give an item. Let's give... Yeah, fine. Zubat can hold the mint berry. Also, David, I answered your questions that you texted me in the stream here. But it sounded like you came to the same conclusion I told you about. Hey, intruder alert! Alright. Alright, Sudowoodo is level 28 now. Rock Slide. Let's take a look before I commit. I'm pretty sure Rock Slide is stronger. But who knows? There might be, I mean, if you know in the chat here, you know, let me know. But I'm pretty sure Rock Slide is stronger. Let's go to Sudowoodo here. He learns Rock Slide at 28. Power of 75. Rock Throw is a power of 50. They have the same accuracy of 90. However, Rock Slide has a PP of 10 versus Rock Throw's 15. Right. Has a effect percentage of 30%. I don't understand that. I think they meant to put it in a different field. Whatever. Like and subscribe for all my misunderstandings. Yes, we're going to override Rock Throw with Rock Slide. Let's check out this animation. I mean, that would be terrible. Imagine you're walking, you're on a hike, and there is just like, not a mudslide, but like just a shit ton of boulders. And you're dying. You're just being bludgeoned to death by all these boulders. That's what Sudowoodo just did to that bat. It's my turn. There's no escape. But David, I will say, one thing we could do, and it might be possible over Parsec, which I think is a service I'd have to pay for, where someone basically remoting in with low latency for the sake of gaming, like Controller 2 with someone else. We could do a Pokemon Stadium stream where we could take in our actual Pokemon Blue and your Pokemon Yellow Pokemon. I've already used it. I already have a version of my save file for Blue where I used a save editor to take the Pokemon I have and max them all out. You can't teach them moves or anything. Or you can teach them moves, but not TMs. It's weird. It's really weird. And you can't use it to create Pokemon. At least the tool I was using. But we could do that and take them into Pokemon Stadium and fight. It'd be interesting. Uh-oh. I'm saying, David, in chat, you could also take your Pokemon and max them out. You know what I mean? On a separate save. Separate copy of the save file. And this is assuming that you finish Yellow. And it's weird because, like, the way the emulator works for the Game Boy transfer pack goes in the controllers, because, like, each N64 controller can have its own, you know, thing plugged into it. So, like, all 4 players can have a transfer pack plugged in, and then you can do Pokemon, you know, that way. In order to do it, I had to, you know, put a copy of the game itself, a copy of the save itself into the same folder that Stadium is in. And then, you know, because I used, and you as well, David, used the epilogue to actually take our cartridges in. Just this as well. But you had to rename the game and the save file to be the name of Pokemon Stadium. That's the weird workaround. So then, like, in theory alone, based on how Windows works, you can only have one Game Boy game in there, because you can't have multiple, because they're, you know, .gb and then .srm. Like, their save files and the actual ROM file is separate from what the N64 ones are file type wise, but same file type, same name. Windows is like, no. You know what I mean? So it has to be one. However, you can take those Pokemon in one game cartridge and then register teams from that Game Boy cartridge. Save, close, take that Game Boy cartridge out, put in the other one, and then you can register, and then that's how you can have both cartridges in there. The first cartridge doesn't have the freedom of selection. You have to make specific teams. So to be fair, then both games should have the teams made and registered. You know what I mean? Alright. There is a hidden revive on not this row of dark gray, but the row above it. 14 people watching. Wow, thank you very much. Remember, we're S-Rank, the only home of video games. I say that sarcastically, but I mean it. Like and subscribe. Lots of cool stuff in the works. Also, next month is my birthday month, and Devin's birthday month. And, like, the 6-month anniversary of David's birthday month. Voltorb. Do I have a Voltorb? Yes, I do. Oh, right. I traded for one named Volty. That's true. I think we might be the only channel on YouTube that actually plays video games. And honest to God, I feel like we're the only podcast. The Sonic Movie Show is the only podcast. I don't know who. Not the only podcast that reviews video game movies. That was the thing I was leading towards. I don't really know any other place that's like, yep, we're definitely doing all the video game movies. Because there's just way too many of them. Here's our hidden revive. Oh yeah, I wanted to have this above. It's lame. I want it cropped to fit the Game Boy thing, but whatever. You're gonna see after another trainer fight, the thing I'm talking about in the bottom right corner. Whenever I pick up an item, catch a Pokemon that's new, stuff like that. Right. They kind of make you do these fights. And again, too, if folks are coming in new that didn't hear me already say it, if you're watching on your phone in the Shorts feed, I believe the stream is in that vertical orientation. That's like cropped, like hella cropped. If you want to see more than just that, I mean, the game itself isn't fully in there. I could shrink the game down, but I think it's already small enough on the screen. If you want to see the full thing, go to the channel proper, and you can see the nice horizontal version. Hey, there's Lance. Are you alright? Your Pokemon are hurt and tired. Here, give them some of my medicine. Ethan, let's give it our best for Pokemon. Okay. You rotten little pest. Oh, damn. I didn't know it was like that. Venonat. Hey, in a half an hour, the game will consider itself nighttime, and then I can go catch a Venonat. This is food for thought. After we beat this trainer and you see the thing in the bottom right corner I'm talking about, then I'll put the game itself behind the Game Boy Color overlay here. I just want people to know I'm not crazy. And as soon as Sudowoodo gets to 29, we're going to swap him out for someone else. See, there you go. 131 out of 228 trainers in Johto I have defeated. You need to defeat them all for an achievement. No, Devin just sent me a text sharing something important. We'll have to look later. Yeah. The door won't open? Well, duh. It has to have a password that only Team Rocket knows. Oh, well, what's the password, bitch? Right, wasn't the password like Slowpoke Tails or something like that? Sort of great Golbat sprite. Such a good... This game has so many good depictions of the Pokemon. Fantastic. Also, that Golbat is lower than the level Zubat evolves into. To be fair, I don't know if you can catch a Golbat under that level. You might be able to. If anyone knows, let me know. Miltank's level 23. What? You lost? Yeah. Hey, I'm just a grunt. I don't know the password. Too bad for you. Then how do you get in? How do you get in? It takes 2 passwords to get into the boss's headquarters. Those passwords are known only to a few Rockets. That Rocket there very graciously told me so. Ethan, let's go get the passwords. Ugh, the guy in the cape is incredibly tough. I like when, he's acting like he got himself beat up. You know what I mean? He didn't get his ass kicked. His Pokemon did. Alright. This is a protein. Right. It's not as bad in this game as it is in Gen 1. In Red and Blue, you cannot hold all 50 TMs. You have to use some or lose some. And it's insane. I don't even want to pick up that protein. You know? I don't want to use the HP up in the... I should probably go back. I should go back. We're gonna use an escape rope. It'll let me. Did I pass over it? No. Sometimes all this text just blends together for me. I know David really loves fonts and loves all the wacky ones as possible. But sometimes with this, with the way the font is in this game, when they're all in caps like this, I just kind of glaze over as I scroll through the list. We'll go back to town. I don't really need to heal up, but... Hey, you're outside. I need to call you on the phone. I want to save them for the end, and especially the protein, because in this game, you cannot get a Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan as like a prize or whatever, like you can in the first game in Red and Blue. You're given a Tyrogue in Mount Mortar. You need Waterfall, I think, in order to get there. And Tyrogue evolves into Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop. And how it decides what it evolves into is based on its attack and defense stats. If the attack is higher than defense, it goes, I think, Hitmonlee. If defense is higher than attack, it goes Hitmonchan. And if they're exactly the same, then it does Hitmontop. So that's why I'm saving the protein, is because when I did this on the 3DS version, to trade upwards into the Pokemon games proper I have, I just kept buying Carbos. I think that's for defense. Whatever it is. Iron and protein, I think, are attack and defense. And just kept using it on him just to try to get it to be even so I can get him on top. Because that's what I really wanted. Alright, let's go deposit items. I can't sell the nugget here. Can't sell the nugget here. I want to save the rare candies for when I'm level up grinding. Save it on a Pokemon that is evolves at a high level, like Dragonair and a Dragonite. Save them so like, okay, I got 8 left. I got 8 of these, and there's 8 levels up left. Just waste them there. That type of thing. I don't need these potions. Deposit them. Alright, we should be good on items. I'm saving. I'm saving. And if you like to save... I don't know. If you like to save, you like to save. You know what you like. Alright. Oh, I'm so stupid. I used an escaper when I can just walk on this thing. Oh wait, no, I wasn't there. I wasn't standing there. Never mind. I take back the insult I gave myself. Take it back. I was standing here at the time. And escape ropes are cheap and don't really ever need to use them, so... the convenience mattered. Alright, this is an ice heal over here. Erg, that guy in the cape is tough. 2 people in here, let's kill him. There's a guy in the first game who says that. A scientist in the first game who says, I used to work for Silphco. Now I work for Team Rocket. Only they had competitive salaries. Another coughing. Oh, David caught a Snorlax. A mere tactical error cost me. Yeah, okay, pal. What's up? Do I know the password? Maybe. But no weakling's going to get it. Rocket Grunt wants to battle. Rocket Grunt sent out Ekans. awesome Gloom Sprite. I don't remember this one. This is great. Disgusting. Nice. Alright, stop. I'll tell you. What are you gonna tell me? You're gonna give me $720? The password to the boss's room is Slowpoke Tail. It's useless unless you have 2 passwords. Right. First one's Slowpoke Tail. What's the other one? Oh. Why don't I try to rock with Zubat for a bit before I swap him out? Yeah, I don't like Pokemon. I don't care that Pokemon are hurt by our experiment. Yeah, but do you have any, like, hopes and dreams? Scientist Mitch. Not a very, oh, he's got Ditto. Use Ray. Thank you. Ew, imagine biting into Ditto. Oh, okay. Wasn't gonna see if I can get him killed before he transforms. Now I'm confused. No. Come on, hit him. No. Oh, he might die. Okay, Zubat better do it. Zubat better do it. God damn it, Zubat. And him dying lowers his happiness value. Goldfish. I choose you, bitch. Earth his ass. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bitch. Thinking is my strong suit, not battling. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm gonna run to the restroom, stretch my legs. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I swear to God, don't go anywhere. Don't you dare. That was a joke for the record, but don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. How was it while I was gone? Did anything happen? Alright. We beat up this scientist man here. There's another guy and then 2 items. Hey. Was this guy goofy? Yuck, yuck, yuck. You're challenging me to a battle? Ah, you're nuts. But you have guts. I like that. If you can beat me, I'll tell you a password to the boss's room. Hey, you were scared? Hopefully you told everyone in chat to like and subscribe. Well, I was gone. Oh, right, I'm on Sudowoodo because Zubat's dead. That was easy. Yeah, it stopped snowing. Yuck, 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 you're good. Oh, he just did a quick turn there. Yuck, 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 yuck. Pass for the boss's room. I think it is Raticate Tail. Let's move, Qwilfish to the front row. I mean, I'm gonna have to fight some electrodes, so I'm gonna have to swap out again. Die or hit. Not really useful right now. Full heal. Alright, I want to go up the stairs over here. Maybe I don't. There is an item here. A full heal. Yeah, you can see the electrodes. See, that's what makes me think it's supposed to be cables, not carpet, because they're like powering up the thing. We'll see it when we get over there. Let's go back upstairs and then enter in the passwords. I'm gonna save. I don't want to have a situation happen where I like accidentally complete the thing. You know what I mean? And then I can't fight all of the guys. So let's put I want to kind of want to save Flare. He's my Quilava for the Ice Gym completely, and just have his level ups be there and make it easy. So let's go with Heracross. Should be able to beat up these electrodes. The door's closed. It needs a password to open. Oh, you know what? The electrodes are the last thing you do. You defeat Team Rocket first. And then because then you activate the computer. I understand. I understand. So let's swap Heracross and Qwilfish back. So I'm not taking Qwilfish into the gym. Unless they're already at 30. At least I'm not going to use them in the boss fight. The gym leader fight. Oh, a kid? I don't really like this. Good. Good. You know this man wasn't in the flight logs. But eliminate you I must. Oh, damn. This man's on a different list if he kills kids. Surf. What's up, Brett? How's it going in chat? How we doing? Good, good. I want to stream all night. Hold on. I just got a call. I hope this is the call I want. Oh, no. Hold on, sorry, I gotta look at this. Sorry. It is not the call I wanted. I was hoping for a call that says, hey, there's no work tomorrow. Oh, but I got an email. Folks, I got an email from Olive Garden saying I can get free delivery. I used that code. Not tonight, though. Hopefully it doesn't expire anytime soon, but that would be very nice to get some Olive Garden delivered. You know, get me some chicken Alfredo. But not right now. Not today. All right. Well, yeah, Brett, you're in our Fantasy Critic League. It's not technically the S rank Fantasy Critic League. It is the woke gamers only. Yes, for real. But you gotta be thinking about betting on some games. You're sitting on a fat stack of cash there. Gotta add some games to your roster. Don't let the general take it all from you. I knew I'd lose. TM46. Alright, I'm going to save here. Now, here's David. Didn't I tell you that I was going to destroy Team Rocket? Tell me, who was that guy in the cape who used Dragon Pokemon? My Pokemon were no match at all. I don't care that I lost. I can beat him by getting stronger Pokemon. That's what he said. It's what he said that bothers me. He told me that I don't love and trust my Pokemon enough. I'm furious that I lost to a bleeding heart like him. I lost to a bleeding heart liberal. Humph, I don't have time for the likes of you. He just kicks you and then leaves. The door's closed. Ethan entered the 2 passwords. The door opened. It moved on its own. What? Who are you? This is office of our leader, Giovanni. Since disbanding Team Rocket 3 years ago, he has been in training, but we're certain he will be back someday to assume command again. That's why we're standing guard. I won't let anyone disturb this place. So yeah, that's the neat thing about this game's story. You know, it takes place after Red and Blue. And Team Rocket is trying to come back, but like Giovanni's gone. And so their whole thing with the radio tower and this and that is to literally send out a signal to Giovanni to let him know that they're back and he can come out of hiding. And in the game's files, and they recreated this in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, in the game's files there is a cave room. It's not connected to anywhere, but it's just a cave room with Giovanni in it, and like kind of like a Saddam like hideout type of thing. It's interesting. Clearly, they were intending to do something, but they never did. That's why it was very disappointing. In hindsight, as a kid, no idea, didn't care. But in hindsight, Ruby and Sapphire are their own thing. They don't care about any of that, and that's a little bit lame. They like never really did a sequel to this game in terms of like cool story stuff. Instead, all of the story stuff they do is really stupid. Like, I don't mean like the individual game stories, they're whatever, but like the interconnected stories that Pokemon does, really fucking stupid. Really stupid. Really stupid. Like, I almost get like upset whenever I see like a red appears in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon or whatever at like in the Battle Tower stuff. It's like, no, I don't want him associated with this nonsense. It was cooler back then. Maybe I'm wrong. You can let me know if I'm wrong. I know Pokemon Gen 4 has a lot of fans. Those were kids, a different era of kids that grew up playing those Pokemon games first. And I think something similar happened with Sun and Moon, and then now the Switch games. Where like there's like generational waves, not literally every Pokemon generation, but there's generational waves of like, it's this generation's the best, and it's because that's the one they grew up with. When objectively, we obviously know Gen 1 is the best. Duh. And it's not just because it's the one I grew up with, but it's because it's the one I grew up with. It'd be fun to stream the Space World 98 beta demo or whatever. It was a demo, but the demo of Pokemon Gold. Sometime. That is completely different. It has so many Pokemon in its files that are that were scrapped designs. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I know they would never do it because really, the addressable market for this is small. And like Pokemon is such a big thing that just is growing all the time, and they are on the right path for what they need to do financially. I'm not going to tell them otherwise, but it would be cool if they did a throwback game. You know what I mean? It'd be cool if they did a here's a Game Boy looking game, you know? Or like you see people every now and then will be like, you know, Ken Sugimori's watercolor art for the original Pokemon games is so beautiful, and I agree. I think they're great. You know, and someone will implement like a shader to make 3D models look like his art. You know what I mean? Look like his art, and it's awesome. And like that would be cool for them to do as an art style for a Pokemon game. If they were to remake, you know, red, green, blue, and yellow again, do it like that. But that's pandering to an older audience that is already buying your shit. You know. Giovanni, please forgive me. No, I can't let this affect me. I have to inform the others. And so then this bird tells you what the password is. Murkrow, the password is Hail Giovanni. Makes annoying. Murkrow and Houndour, or Houndour? Houndour, is how I always pronounced it. Murkrow and Houndour are only catchable in Kanto. And I always hated that. Still kind of do. Like, no, you should be able to catch all of the Johto Pokemon at least in Johto, as well as in Kanto. But, like, Murkrow's such a cool Pokemon. Houndoom is such an awesome Pokemon. And you won't be able to get him on your team until you basically are in the end game. That's lame. That's lame. Alright, I want us to get a retro achievement before I end the stream, so... Because I promised we would. I guess I didn't promise we would, but that was the intent behind the stream, was to work on this game. So that is what we are doing. Swap Quillfish out for Heracross. Awesome. And then we'll save. We need to catch one of these Electrodes too, because I don't want to evolve Voltorb. Because this should give us, should give me. You're included, but it's, you know, it's about me. It should give me a retro achievement once we clear out all the Electrodes. Electrode, the fastest Pokemon. That's not legendary. Unless a new Pokemon in the last generation has one. That's faster, which I hope they don't. I like the idea that, like, Chansey and Shuckle and, you know, very specific Pokemon that are just designed to be the best at a thing are still the best at a thing. Alright, I think we're good. Door's closed. Ethan entered the password. Door opened. Hold it right there. Oh. He can't have a brat like you on the loose. It's harmful to Team Rocket's pride, you see. However, strong baby, you can't take both of us at the same time. Was this the idea? The nugget of their head, they're like, hey, we eventually want to have double battles in this game, but we can't on the Game Boy Color. We're gonna have to wait until the Game Boy Advance. You know? Sorry, baby. I'll get ready to be thrashed. Hey, don't be so selfish. Spread the fun around. What, you had an accomplice? Where's your sense of honor? As the interim boss in place of Giovanni, I'll show you how wrong it is to be meddling with Team Rocket. Okay. Heart Gold and Soul Silver added one more executive that was in the Slowpoke well. In the original game here, it's just a grunt that is quote-unquote leading that run. He has blue hair. It's weird. Like light blue hair. A great Arbok sprite. I mean, look at this thing. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Fantastic Pokemon. It's a Murky Crow. A Murkrow. Nothing better. This will kill him. Okay, he lived. His flying type is super effective on both bug and fighting, and he's both. Oh, gross. How do you make that sound? Type it in chat. You really are strong. It's too bad. If you were to join Team Rocket, you could become an executive. Ethan got 1,800 Pokédollars for winning. This hideout is done for. That's fine. The broadcast experiment was a total success. Doesn't matter what happens to this hideout now. You have much bigger plans. You'll come to appreciate Team Rocket's true power soon enough. Enjoy yourself while you can. F-f-f-f-f. That did it. We defeated all the Rockets here. But I'm concerned about the young guy I battled in the process. Sorry, Ethan. I saw how well you were doing, so I just hung back. Now all there is left to do is to turn off that radio signal. It's this machine that's causing all the problems. I don't see a switch on it. We have no choice. We have to make all the electrode faint. That should stop this machine from transmitting that strange signal. No fault of the Pokemon, but it makes me feel guilty. It should. Ethan, let's split the job. Now, you could use your Dragonite to destroy this machine, right? And then you don't have to hurt the Pokemon. Am I wrong? Yeah, Heracross should be good. I want to catch one of these. Another great sprite, really, truly fantastic. I don't want to kill the guy. Well, I can afford to. Oh, stop. Damn it. Miltank? It's in the same level range. That one was 23, Miltank's 24 right now. Let's use strength. Oh, of course. Of course. Yay. Well, if this one faints, I'm resetting. Glad I saved right before him. Okay, Sonic Boom. I'm just gonna go for it. Come on, let's catch him. Oh. Ow. Okay, resetting. Did I swap? I swap now. I must catch one of these. You understand? You get it. Can I just do a little bit of damage with Stomp? No. A lot of damage. Yay. Alright, please. reset again. Don't worry, folks. We'll get there. We'll get there. I gotta catch the thing. Okay. Good. How much damage does Stomp do? I mean, that's worse now because that's within kill range. And it's too far away to... whatever. Let's try Surf. Do a type disadvantage. Maybe that'll help. Or it will kill itself. I'm just gonna have Miltank use Strength. And then, and then just be chucking balls. That's what I'm gonna do. So, like, the fastball is broken in this game. Almost all of the Kurt crafted balls don't actually function the way they intended. Like, the Moon Ball, for instance, is supposed to have a better catch rate on Pokemon that evolve with a Moonstone. There's like 3 Pokemon. Instead, it looks at the wrong item in the reference table, and it's like, what Pokemon evolved from TM38 or whatever? It picks, I forget what specific item it is, which is no Pokemon, so it's a glorified Pokeball. The Lure Ball works on Pokemon you catch while fishing. You're fighting while fishing. That works. The Level Ball works. The Fastball works only on like 3 random Pokemon, not the way it's normally intended. So yeah, basically this fastball would act like a Pokeball on the thing. I could use the Ultra Ball, but I want to save those. But I might want to throw. If this doesn't work, I'll open up the catch calculator again. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Is it gonna kill it? Yeah, it is. Let's try this again. I want to catch him. Gotta catch him all. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. That was in the Pokemon rap. What percentage would you say that is? 30? Yeah, so 30 HP, level 23 Electrode, Great Ball, 28.32% chance of success, fortunately. But still, that's not terrible. It's less than a third. It's not the end of the world. Because I just got it. Thank you. It is dangerous. First sentence, it is dangerous. If it has too much electricity and has nothing to do, it amuses itself by exploding. Love them. Lance says that odd signal has finally stopped. The lake should be back to normal. You're the hero. Let me thank you. On behalf of all the Pokemon. But yes, you should take this. I found it here, but I don't have any need for it. HM6. What is this? Waterfall? Whirlpool. Right, because this is what you would need this in if you want to get to Lugia in Silver. And as well as, obviously, move on through the game. Keep this in mind, you can use that out of battle only with the badge from Mahogany Gym. Ethan. The journey to becoming the Pokemon Master is long and difficult. Knowing that, will you keep going? I see. No, you're right. You would give up that easily. You would have never chased that dream in the first place. I look forward to seeing you again. There you go. Got the trophy, or the achievement Rocket Rage. We got an achievement today, folks. Good day. This was a good day all around. Thank you for watching. I think we're going to call it today. I'm going to hit save before I forget. But I think we're going to call it. Thank you for watching. Again, this is S-Rank. Like and subscribe to the channel, please. More stuff on the way, including a very fun stream tomorrow. And yeah, I will bring Pokemon Gold back at some point. I don't want to make a regular series of it, but there's a lot of cool streams on the way. So, and podcast episodes and shorts and whatnot. Yes, follow the General Insurance in chat there. Follow his lead. So thank you guys for watching. Take care of yourselves out there. And as always, Electrode.